Hello everybody, Halkrex here, and welcome to another Mercenary Thoughts from the Inner Sphere, episode, 331. Yes, today we're going to be talking about the Supernova, the big brother of the Nova. Yes, it's 90 tons, so you're tacking on, 40 more tons onto this thing, and kind of follows the same thought process as you had on the Nova, with lots of weapons in its arms, more than it can fire. So it can throw an assortment off to one arm or the other and really blast things. All right. The Nova, 90 tons. It's a 353, so it does come in with some jump jets, so it has a little bit of mobility to go over obstacles if necessary. With a mech that's running around as a 3-5 mover, yeah, those kind of jump jets are very useful, especially if you want to get over top of something that's going to slow you down. All right, so we have 26 double heat sinks, so it can dissipate 52 points of heat. And it's going to need all of it, because when you have 6, yes, you heard it, 6 ER large lasers, which means it can fire 4 of them with not a problem, and jump. But then if you fire any of the other ones, you're just like, I'm slowing down, I'm very hot. You fire all the weapons, you're like, I'm cooking. You're sitting in a sauna bath. Now, the good thing is, it says it has 14.5 tons of ferrofibrous armor. Well, it says here, it says standard, but everything I've said is ferrofibrous. But yeah, everything I show has almost maxed out armor. But yeah, let me check here, double check. Look at it again. The thing I have, the Supernova, says it has 14.5. Well, yes, it is short. It has standard armor. So if you put ferrofibrous on it, that would kick it up a bit. I guess it doesn't show as having ferrofibrous, but if you did put ferrofibrous on it, you would kick it up to maximum armor. So there, without a problem. So, kind of an interesting little design. It's one of those mechs where you can sit there and bang away at long range out to 25, shoot about everybody on the table, and just hammer away with 4 of your ER large lasers, with the 2 sitting around waiting, or just not being used at all. In my case, it'd be those are total waste. It's like, why do I carry all these things that not going to be doing much good for me? Now, you could lay into a point of elementals and tear them up and then slow down as you're really cooked and overheating and everything. You probably kill 3 of them, possibly, if you hit with all 6. Or you can hit 5 and then just kill 1. There's that. So, and the rest of them are just angry with you because you tore all their armor off. So, yeah, it's not a good thing to fire in the basic prime configuration, to fire everything that you have. Makes no sense. You're better off, as I like to say, take 2 of those things off and replace them with, let's say, 4 medium pulse lasers for some in-close capability. Yeah, it would work for me. And have capability of doing a little bit of damage up close, too. It's like you could fire 4 medium pulse lasers and 3 of your ER larges and still keep a rocking without too much heat problems. So that'd be something I would do right off the bat with this kind of design. But, you know, there's here nor there. So basically, it's one of these mechs that it would be, you find some place to park it, and then you just sit there at long range or medium range with your ER larges and just shoot away all day. And then when later in the game, when things are shot up pretty good, you start marching forward, still firing 4 ER medium laser, or no, ER large lasers, sorry, they're not mediums. And just, you know, continue on with the hit parade. So there's that. So it's not a really good deal to even consider firing more than 4 with this mech. Yeah, you can dissipate a lot of heat, but you create a lot of heat, so it's not a good deal. Now, there are a couple other versions of this mech. Let me look at this real quick. Second Line Clan mech, Supernova was a version of the Blackhawk. Okay, the plans to replace the King Crab with a bunch of large lasers, and okay, so they say it's kind of a King Crab design with standard armor. Yeah, okay. Now, here's what I was thinking, was that the Supernova, they said, yeah, one of the things is you fire more than three consecutive salvos with this mech, and you're auto shutdown. But you don't have to worry about it blowing up with ammo, so that's a good thing. But then you're out of action for at least a turn before you can power this thing back up. So really, you're better off firing 4 constantly and not worry about even knowing that you had the other 2, unless, well, worst comes to worst, but you know, that's what it is. So let's see. Like I said, there are a few other options with this one. The Supernova 2. All right, this is a kind of an interesting one. This one uses Endosteel, so you increase the armor protection, throw everything into the armor, and with Endosteel, so you're kicking in another 4.5 tons of armor on board, which, yeah, that's fine. You can go that route with a little bit extra. All right, so it replaces 4 of the ER large lasers with 4 ATM 9s with 6 tons of ammunition and a targeting computer. So you got 2 ER larges with a targeting computer. Okay, that's gonna kick you up to 10 tons there. And then you have the remaining going towards those 4 ATM 9s with plenty of ammunition. So roughly you can kick things off. So you're still remaining with your long range fire support capability. You have 10 less heat sinks, so you're looking at, what is it, 16. So you get 16 doubles. So the heat isn't that bad, but you're still burned through a lot of it with the 2 remaining ER larges. Comes in at a battle value around 27.5. The prime version is 28, almost on the dot. So yeah, still kind of slightly pricey. But with the ATMs, you can throw in the you could have 1 standard, 2 standard, or 3 standard types of ammunition. I usually just go 2. I skip the middleman a lot of times. Put probably a couple tons towards your, or 3 tons towards the long range and 3 tons towards the short range stuff. Just skip the middle one. Because by the time you get into closer with the short range ones, you might just hammer away with those and try to crash as much damage into them as possible. So let me double check. I keep forgetting how much heat those things kick out. 2K, where's it at? Oh, ATM 9, there we go. 6. So yeah, you're kicking out. Well, that's 24, and then you fire the 2 ER larges. That's another 24. That's 48. You're kicking all the way back up to where your heat was before, if you had all the heat sinks. So yeah, it's one of those ones where you're going to be firing all the ATMs and then think about tossing in maybe for 1 turn with one of the ER larges, and then go back to the other route and cool off, heat up, cool off type of thing. That'd be about how that one works. But yeah, it might have been better off if like just having 1 ER large and a targeting computer to go with it, and then or go the route of 1 ER large, 1 ER medium targeting computer, and then throw the rest into like heat sinks or something like that nature. Help cool you a little bit, go that route. So there's that. All right, Supernova 3. All right, this variant strips out the 4 lasers, replaces them with 2 medium pulse lasers and 2 ERPPCs, along with a target computer, and 3 heat sinks are removed. So you're sitting at 22 heat sinks. This comes in. This is expensive. This is almost 34.5 when it comes into battle value. So it's pretty expensive, but with the 2 ERPPCs and medium pulse lasers and a target computer, it's going to be hitting pretty hard on a regular basis. And those 2 ERPPCs will be ripping off chunks of armor off your enemies. And then you just got the 2 backup medium pulse lasers, as you know, to keep it going. But in all reality, this is going to be running fairly cool when it comes to a mech, when you think about it. So, yeah. But, you know, you got, what, 4 tons towards, so is it 4? Yeah, I think it's 4 tons towards the target computer there, so. Not bad. This is more of your direct fire support style mech. Kind of falls into the same category as before, but now you're kind of able to move in a little bit quicker into the front line instead of hanging back. You know, you might be moving this thing up a little faster to get those ERPPCs rocking a little harder and tearing pieces off enemy mechs. So there's that. And there's Supernova 4. Alright, this one strips out all the lasers and replaces them with 4 large pulse lasers, 2 heavy medium lasers, a targeting computer, and 2 ER medium lasers. Complete the package. And it retains 18 double heat sinks. So you're looking at dissipating 36. Comes in a little over 31.5 battle value. Still has a heat problem with the 4 large pulse lasers kicking in. Yeah, that's going to be a slight problem when it comes to the heat. So if you just park it, you're looking at going up 4, shutting something down, shut one of them down, fire fire 4 large pulses, fire 3 large pulses, 4, and then eventually, if you're walking or running, that's going to flip things around a little bit, how that operation is going to go. But typically, you can cool it off fairly well going that route. And let me tell you, 4 large pulse lasers and a target computer, yeah, that will do the job nicely. Now, to be honest, I'm trying to think, why would I want to fire the ER medium lasers over the 4 large pulse lasers? You know, I might even have considered going the route of adding, maybe convert those heavies into, and the ERs into medium pulse lasers, a couple of them. So basically, when you get in close, you drop off one of the large pulse lasers and replace it with 2 ER or medium pulse lasers. So your damage output goes up a little bit, and then the hit parade continues. That'd be my thought process with that, because I'd rather just keep rocking with the large pulse lasers. I like that damage that it does 10, and it hits hard, and you can hit on a regular basis. So that's pretty much how I would think with going down that road. Yeah, that's how I think on that. And then we have the Supernova 5. All right, this one is produced by Clancy Fox. All right, this one uses Indosteel, reduces number of double heat sinks to add 4 coolant pods, so you just strip off the heat really quick, just bam, flush. And then you are protected by 17 tons of armor, and it carries 3 ER large lasers in each arm. So yeah, it's still can jump. So this one comes in at about 3,100 battle value. So basically, they're trying to, it's like they know that if you're going to fire the 6 ER larges, and then you have the coolant pods to help dissipate that a bit. So that is something that you have to look at, which is not a bad idea per se, but, you know, you're looking at, yeah, just a boost of cooling. Yeah. But I'd rather just look at it from the aspect of, yeah, if you want to keep a mech cool, don't just throw a ton of weapons on it that are all the same category. Like I said, it would have been better off with 4 ER larges and then take that extra tonnage and convert it into shorter range stuff that you can start firing when you get in close, like pulse lasers or something of that nature. And that's kind of like how I look at that. So there's ways to mitigate the problem without having to exasperate it. So there. And then there's a couple other variants out there. They're not really canon, but you know, they talk about them, which is nothing spectacular. There's a Supernova A. This one has a ER large laser in each arm, mounting Artemis fire control system for your LRM 20, and streaks in each torso. So yeah, and it has a target computer to go with ER larges. 3 tons of ammunition for the LRMs, 4 tons for the streak, which is like overdose there. It's like if you got, personally, you're better off just with 1 ton with a streak 6. That's 15 shots. And being at streak, it's not going to just fire. Oh, that fired. Oh, there's no ammo going down drain. No, it's like you either fire or don't. So you don't need to overdose on the ammo with streaks, to be honest. And you're probably better off taking that extra tonnage, a couple extra times, and either going into something else, like maybe heat sinks or something of that nature. Well, there's that. Then there's the B variant. This one mounts a pair of large pulse lasers in each arm. So there's 4. It's supported by an ER large and ER medium in each arm. And then you have 1 in the head in the center. So that's 4 ER medium lasers. So it's basically like the other one, but it doesn't. Oh, was it the 4? I think it was. Yeah, so basically it's the 4. Nothing spectacular there. And it has a target computer with 18 double heat sinks. Then there's C version. This one has a pair of large pulse lasers in each torso and an ER medium laser. And it has a medium pulse laser in each arm. So it's similar, and it has, what, 22 double heat sinks. So it does have the capability of dissipating some good amount of heat. And very similar to the, what was it, the 4. So it's just another variant of the 4. And then you have the BR version. This one, they say, is the most feared version. This one mounts a Ultra 20 in each arm, supported by a large pulse laser in the center and an LRM-15 rack. So basically, that's like their version of a king crab, just less tonnage, type of thing. Not really nothing to write home about. So in some cases, you're probably better off with a clan version of the king crab. But yeah, it'd be interesting to try it out sometime to see how it works out. But that's it. That's the Supernova in a nutshell. Not too bad. I'm not a big fan of a lot of the variants, other than really the 4 is probably my favorite of the group. Or take the Prime version and drop off a couple of those ER larges in favor of medium pulse lasers. Go that route. So you got something that you can shoot when you get in close. Works for me. It's worked before. So that's pretty much it. So that's the Supernova. Hope you guys like it. Like and subscribe, share it to friends, and we'll see you in the next one. Hellcrakes out.